ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a good week and that your weekend started well as well. So, thankfully starting everything up tonight, we don't have any I just want to say we don't have any gremlins to report, but I interrupted myself because I started hearing an echo, but now I've just turned down the audio monitor and now it's back to being fine. So, we don't have any gremlins so far. Fingers crossed that will continue, but hello to you guys in the live chat room tonight. And let's give you guys a shout out in there. We have Alison and Bev, Debbie, Mimi, 321, Corey, Orlando, Bob, Cindy, Chrissy, Gail, Billy, Diamond Girl, Bernadine, Melody Rocks, Howard, Corey, Barbara, and it's going through too quickly. Bonnie was in there as well. So, hello, thank you for joining me on this Saturday night. And, I'm starting to lose track already of the Saturdays in 2025, but I think this is the second one we've done. So yeah, now officially into the new year, pushing forward, seeing where we end up. And let me get some things up on screen, including my patrons, because they make this all possible in the first place. So a massive thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are, and I always say they are the foundation of everything that I do, because yeah, without their support I wouldn't be making the videos, doing the live streams, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you guys. And I do have to get on screen the likes goal for tonight, because we're aiming for a new record, I believe, of 630. I can't remember exactly what it was last time that was the new record. I'm assuming that it was 625. But who knows? Because there's so many numbers being thrown around, it's very difficult to keep track of where we are. But if we do hit 630, then we're going to be having FilJam number 203. So yeah, we'll bust out the guitar a little bit later on. Now, I might ask some people in the live chat room whether we hit 630 last time or not. I'm sure some of you in there know, and I'll wait for that confirmation. Maybe if you can just type the number that it is, if we did hit the 630 question mark. Jill says, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because the number's so high now, I'd totally lose track of where we are. All I know is that we're hitting a new record every Saturday. So, well, needless to say, if you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated, because it'll get us closer to the target no matter what we hit. And Angela says, I thought you were 630 last week. So, maybe we were, maybe we weren't. I'm not sure. I could actually potentially do a search on my own computer, hoping that this doesn't crash everything because it's loading everything, to see what happened last Saturday. I'm going to click on the video, see what happens, and skip to there. Is it going to load? It looks like there's a little information thing right in the way, but it looks like it was 630 last time. So we're probably technically going to have to aim for 635. And now what I'm going to have to try and do is do that and that. I found it quite quickly, which is good. 635. We're aiming for a new record tonight. So now that that's been cleared up, and now I can just get rid of all the stuff that I got on screen in order to check that. Yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up, that would be great. And let's get the like comment up on screen because we haven't seen that yet. We are at 292 so far. So 8 more for that thumbs up will take us to 300. And I guess halfway would be 317.5. So we'll wait until we get to halfway, and then I know exactly how many will be left. So yeah, thank you guys for letting me know. Obviously, yeah, I just kind of jumped straight into the video to make sure 635 is exactly what we're looking for. Right, anyway, with tonight's live stream, of course, as always, we have the vote at the top of the live chat room for the covers tonight, which is between Gimme All Your Lovin' and Just Got Lucky. So those are the two, and I can see that Gimme All Your Lovin' has 58% of the vote so far. So yeah, whichever one of those you want to hear my version of later on, we will be taking a look at that. And it looks like we're almost halfway with the likeometer, and we've just passed halfway. We are halfway there, which means we're looking for 317 technically, and now it's jumped. So yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up, great. And we've still got a bit of time. Obviously, we've only just started the live stream, but the other things to address, first of all, I can see that there have been some donations, so thank you guys for those. And it's at this point that I say you don't have to donate, just watching is great. So for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But just watching, yep, is very much appreciated. Maybe hit the thumbs up, introduce yourself into the live chat room as well, and we all get to know each other and each other's usernames. And yeah, we get a great community all together here on the live streams on a Saturday and a Tuesday. Those are the live stream days, and I live stream at 11 PM Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, check your clocks on Google if you want to. Time in London, England is what you can type in, and then you'll get the time for what it is here. And I can see, Melody Rocks says little finger report. So with my little finger, last Sunday, that was almost a week ago. Last Sunday, yeah, I got attacked by part of a bed mattress or thing that keeps the sheets taut on a mattress. It flew off and the metal bit just happened to hit me directly on my little finger. So the update is, as you can see, I've got these steri strips, and this is actually the second time that I've applied them, because I applied them on Wednesday is when I checked to make sure that it wasn't bleeding again, because it had then 48 hours of being under a plaster and kind of held together. So as soon as I took the plaster off on Wednesday, it wasn't bleeding, which was good, but it looked like it was so fine. The problem is that it's like a scalpel, the wound, and it kind of is straight, and it's only like a centimetre across, but it's straight, and then it has a little hook at the end. So I think whatever hit me went into my finger, and just on leaving decided to do a little flick. So yeah, I think that's why the bleeding was so excessive, that it went very deep, and it was such a fine cut. So on Wednesday, it had stopped bleeding, but it looks so delicate that, I put on the steri strips and have had that on, since Wednesday into Thursday. And then Friday night, last night, I then changed them because the steri strips were getting a bit kind of old. And, they got a bit damp because it's very difficult to keep them dry. And I even have like a cover thing, like a silicone cover that I can put over my finger while I'm washing my face. And, it tends to work, but unfortunately some moisture did get into it. So anyway, I changed them yesterday, put them back on, and I think I'm just going to wait it out and wait for it to hopefully fully heal, and then at that point I'll be able to take off the steri strips. But I really don't want to risk doing anything. I'm just going to leave it for as long as possible. The good thing is that the sensitivity of it is decreasing. So I think, that's got to be a good sign, because before, just touching it ever so lightly was very painful. But now I can touch it and it doesn't hurt at all. It's like a bit of a dull pain. So that's good. And I'll keep you guys in the loop as to how my finger's getting on. But I think it's going to be okay, thankfully. I don't think it will need glue or anything, and it's always being held together. So all good at the moment. So anyway, that is the finger update. People often ask for a hair update as well. The hair update for today is that I definitely need a haircut. Look at the length of this. If I were to straighten my hair, it would come down to here. which would be absolutely crazy. You can see actually as I turn to the side, these bits here, that's fringe, and you can see I've had to kind of part it so I can see what's going on. But anyway, yeah, I need a haircut. That's the hair update in short. So anyway, back to the donations. You don't have to donate, but thank you, Paul, who has donated $5. So used to saying pounds because I live in England. We have pound sterling here. But thank you, Paul, for this $5 donation. And the message is 457,000 subscribers. Awesome. Please spike the likes and let's have fun tonight. All y'all rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And yes, indeed, we have reached 457,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And I didn't even put that in the title of tonight's live stream. So sometimes, actually all the time, whenever we go over another 1,000 or 1,000 subscribers, I put it in the title. I didn't do it tonight. So we're just going to make do with it and accept the fact that we did go up by another 1,000 subscribers since the last live stream, but I haven't changed it in the title. But anyway, there we go. 457,000 subscribers. Crazy number. We'll keep on pushing forward, like I've said, and see where we end up. But thank you guys for subscribing. You will have to hit that notification bell in order to get notified for all of the videos and the live streams and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for that, Paul. Oh, just quickly, something. When I put my hands together there, it's amazing that when you've injured a finger, how you naturally start changing everything that you do. Like when I put my hands together there, normally I would do that quickly. But because I know that my little finger, was very sensitive, probably is still quite sensitive, it means that you start doing things in slow motion, and I put my hands together like that. So always leaving it out of the way. And it's always the way that when you have injured like that tip of the finger, it can be any finger really, you will catch it on something, you will bump it into something, and it'll be really annoying because you're taking so much care about it, and then yeah, you'll go to grab something and you'll misjudge the distance, and it'll just be your little finger that hits whatever it shouldn't do. So yeah, always the case. So I'm being really careful, moving really slowly, and always keeping this finger well out of the way. But yeah, it should be all right. Right, thank you, Orlando, who's donated $2, and the message is spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando. And yes, I'm still doing that symbol, whatever that is. I think I've seen that somewhere. People do that. And I don't know exactly what it means, but is that the one that might be something to do with surfing? It might not be to do with surfing, but it strikes me as that might be what it is, like in Hawaii or surfing places, they might do this kind of thing. But the reason I'm doing that is actually a thumbs up, but my finger just extends to stay out of the way of getting caught with the other fingers. Anyway, Orlando donated again $2 saying giving a second thumbs up on my other account. Spike the thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando. Great idea. If you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great, because we are looking at almost 400 likes. One more person in order to hit 400, which means we're looking for 235 more people to hit the thumbs up before the end of the live stream. And that is a lot of people, but we will see how we get on, and it would be a new record if we hit 635. And when I say new record, not just for a Saturday live stream, oh no, but for a live stream ever. This is the highest likes total we have ever aimed for in a live stream. So we will see how we get on. Right, thank you, Karen, as well, who's donated $10. And Karen says, greetings, Phil. I'm in Northern California, but send love to all in LA who've lost homes. Grateful for firefighters coming to other states, Canada and Mexico too, to help with all the massive fires. So thank you for that, Karen. And it is something that I've seen on the news here in the UK. I don't catch a lot of news, but obviously it's been on Instagram as well, with just crazy fires and people who have never been affected by fires before now being affected by them. And it seems like I think it's a fact that weather now, and these kinds of events are just going crazy around the world. I've said that, like, in 2024, I don't know how many storms we had here in the UK, and we like named storms. So it's like, you know, Storm Johnny or something, but they have a name. We're not used to calling storms names, but the powerful ones have names. You know, like Katrina, for example. That was a huge storm. We didn't, not here, but I mean, like historically, storms that have just, you know, caused carnage and had such a massive effect on, you know, communities and destroying everything, that they have these named storms. And we've had so many named storms in 2024, and we don't usually ever get that. So yeah, it's been crazy here. And by the way, the temperature here in the UK was down as far as -16 in some places again, which is absolutely crazy for the UK. I mean, thankfully here it was more -6, something like that. But yeah, these crazy weather events, they're just happening seemingly all the time. And that goes for fires as well. The different places around the world that are getting hit by fires, that either get hit by them but they're not as dramatic, or they haven't been hit by them at all before, and now they're struggling with them. So yeah, this whole, I think there is something to this whole global warming thing, because I don't think it can be a coincidence that this is all happening around the world, kind of all at the same time, and it seems to be getting worse. So yeah, I think, considering that, I mean, if you imagining what's being put out into the atmosphere, and the fact that we live within our own atmosphere, so it can't go anywhere, all of this extra stuff, it's got to stay in the atmosphere. So it's like, you know, where does it all go? The trees can only do so much. And then because we're humans and we're just amazingly intelligent, we cut down the trees, the things that are absorbing all of this carbon dioxide. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, people around the world having a very difficult time with the weather, and especially, yeah, in Los Angeles, yeah, really struggling at the moment. So thank you for that, Karen. And Crizzy has donated $2.99 as well. So thank you for that, Crizzy. And that message is, hello, Phil, and everyone, love from down under. So thank you for that. And that is Crizzy's third super chat donation. So yeah, thank you guys for the donations. You don't have to donate, of course, but they are very much appreciated. And just quickly jumping into the PayPal window, we've had a donation from Sue. That is for £20. So thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, hi, Phil. Just a little extra support for everything you do. So thank you for that, Sue. And Debbie donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi, Phil. Congrats on 457,000 subscribers. Great job on the Peter Gabriel analysis. Sledgehammer is such a classic 80s song, and Peter has a distinct and perfect voice for it. You are awesome. Love you, Debbie. And so thank you for that, Debbie. Yes, this video that was labelled as live in Athens, but it definitely wasn't. I mean, the moving was, I mean, I'm sure that they were in Athens when they did the moving for the camera work and the video. But yes, certainly that wasn't a live vocal that was on that particular performance. So a little bit misleading with the title, but it just might have been a mistake as to how it's been labelled when it's been uploaded. But it has been up there for a very long time, I think. And it's always when it's on an official channel that it looks a little bit strange. I think I wrote that on the thumbnail, strange, because it is, because they're usually really careful with titles and things on official channels. Because, yeah, if you start labelling things, I guess in the music industry, there's no real, I don't know, there's no regulations to follow when you're labelling something, and there's, yeah, it's not regulated at all. So you can name anything that you want with a live performance. You can name it, yeah, literally anything you want. If you want to say it's live and it wasn't live, you can do that. You can type it in, and there's nothing that's going to regulate that. So generally for the official channels, they do take a little bit more care to make sure that when it's something that looks live, but they know it's not live, they just write live performance and write that in there. So it's just the movement. And that's what they might change that video to, live performance, Athens. And even still, a lot of people still think that a live performance means that you're going to be hearing what the band and the singer were doing, but that's no longer the case. So yeah, it was interesting that it was on an official video, an official channel with so many views. So yeah, thank you for that. I didn't know as well that there was choreography with that particular song. So not something that I picked up from the video. That the stop motion capture video, whatever it's called, where, I mean, that must have taken ages to do that video. Taking picture by picture by picture by picture by picture. So yeah, even the video, I think because the video is what it was, I didn't really know that there's any dancing with it. But yeah, certainly Peter does tend to go for it live with his sledgehammer choreography. But anyway, thank you for that, Debbie. And we've had another donation. And this is from Joseph for £7.78. So thank you for that, Joseph. And the message is, sending prayers to my neighbours in Los Angeles. Be safe and watch for the evacuation warnings. Phil, you rock. There's a little diversion from this all. Thanks for a little diversion from this all. So thank you for that, Joseph. And yeah, if you're being told to evacuate, then evacuate. If you're being told to evacuate and you're watching this live stream, watch it later on catch up when you're safe. So stop watching and get out of there. I did see on the news they had an image of the fire and just how vast it was, and the way that it kind of covered the whole kind of hillside in almost like a perfect line, and it's just working its way down. And of course with the wind, this is the other thing, that it's just going to get blown over at a rate of knots, and whatever's in the way, it's just going to obviously set fire to. And yeah, if you can get out of there as soon as possible. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the state of it at the moment. I'm assuming it's still a little bit out of control. So thank you for that, Joseph. And Karen has donated £1.08. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is Shaka, not hacker. The Shaka sign, sometimes known as hang loose, is a gesture with friendly intent, often associated with Hawaii and surf culture. And that's Wikipedia in brackets that Karen has sent my way. So thank you for that. So my thumbs up was correct. And thumbs up with a little finger. That's obviously what that means. So yeah, it's ringing something in the back of my mind, or it was correct, ringing the correct bell for a surfing Hawaii type thing. So the haka is the dance that they do at rugby, so I know what that is, but I didn't know that's called shaka. The hang loose thing, yeah, I think I've probably heard that. And this is the thing about hand gestures, is it's interesting how when you analyze it, it's not really anything. Depending on which fingers you have held up at a particular angle or what, it doesn't really mean anything. But all of these meanings that we've given to different gestures, I find it really interesting, because if you were talking to somebody who didn't know anything about any hand gestures, they'd just look at you and think, well, what are you doing? Oh, well, I'm doing that hand gesture, whatever it may be. And I mean, this is something that sometimes people say about, the rock horns. They say, oh, the video was good apart from at the end where you did, the devil symbol or something like that. So again, to begin with, you've got to believe that all of that kind of stuff exists, but to then associate it with putting your first finger straight and your little finger straight, I think, well, to me, it just means rock and roll. It's no deeper than that. It's just rock and roll. That's what it means, and it doesn't have any connotation in my mind other than that. You know, as much as I know that people will want to attribute something to a particular hand gesture or something that they might believe in or not believe in and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that for me is a totally innocent, friendly gesture as well. If somebody does that to me, I'm not offended by it at all. So anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And Karen with a C has donated £6.13. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, congratulations on reaching 457,000 subscribers. I don't mean to joke, but apparently your pinky finger got cut before your hair did. Sorry, you mentioned straightening your hair. Ever considered something like a keratin treatment? To me, your hair looks beautiful. Beautiful. It says it in kind of B and then dash U dash T dash full. That's why I read it a little bit differently. Sending wishes for healing and a full recovery from your pinky finger. All the best, Karen. So thank you for that. And when I was maybe 22, something like that. Oh no, it might have been earlier than that. It might have been 20. But anyway, when I was younger, I had the straightening treatment for my hair. So it meant that, yeah, they put something on it and it made the curls go away. And I had a hairdresser who was obsessed with straightening my hair because it was naturally curly. And you can probably imagine, with, you know, the fact that everything kind of bounces out a bit, that this is it with loads of weight. So it means it's being dragged down. And if I actually do drag it down, you know, and then kind of, as soon as I let go of the hair, yeah, that's now it's jumped up by, what's that, a couple of inches, maybe 3 inches worth of curl in these hairs. So yeah, when I was growing it out, it meant that it was, you know, quite curly, but my hairdresser would straighten it all the time. So I'd go to have a haircut and it'd be straightened. So I'd leave the hairdressers with straight hair. And then, yeah, I had this straightening treatment, so then she didn't have to straighten it every time because it would stay straight. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe when I was younger, especially when you're growing your hair out, when I say out, I mean literally sideways. My hair just went like sideways, you know, Princess Leia style. And you think, oh, yeah, it's a nightmare because you look so stupid. So you're kind of wanting to straighten it. But I think after a while, when it gets long enough, then it kind of, you know, collapses under its own weight. But even still, I think now, just think about straightening my hair, you know, I would only ever kind of do the tips of it, you know, sometimes. If I had a special event, obviously during my videos and all that stuff, I'm not doing my hair especially, like for this live stream or my videos that I, you know, do the analysis videos. I'm not kind of straightening my hair and doing it like I would do if I had some kind of special thing that I was going to. So yeah, I sometimes kind of do straighten the ends, but that's just to try and keep it a little bit under control. So that would be at a special event, whereas normally I don't do that. As you can tell, if I did straighten it, it would start to look very long indeed. But anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And we've had another donation, and this is Elisa. It's spelled Leasa. So I'm going with that. So Lisa has donated £35.03. So thank you for that. And the message is, thanks, Phil. Been super great catching your videos. Thank you so much for your commitment to honesty and integrity. You're a breath of fresh air, and I'm grateful to you. Keeping rocking it out. So thank you for that, Lisa. I hope that I'm saying your name correctly, but that's my attempt at it. But I can see there have been donations in the super chat window as well. Again, thank you for this, Kay, who has donated $2, and Kay says $2 for your beautiful hair, Phil. So thank you for that. And Orlando's donated $5 and says, when an artist dies on stage, who gets paid in the artist's stead? So thank you for that, Orlando. And you will be surprised to hear this isn't something that I've investigated, but as soon as somebody dies, then their will comes into effect. So whoever they have left in charge of their estate, they will take the money for anything in the future, whether it be, that particular performance. But I mean, not necessarily dying on stage, because they might have been paid in advance for a show. So it will be part of that artist's estate, and then it's decided afterwards as to who then gets what, as they will have hopefully written in their will. Otherwise it gets very complicated, with family members wanting this and wanting that, and arguing and fighting over things and having court cases. So yeah, that's generally how it works. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Kyrie Ellison has donated $3 as well. So thank you for that. And that's their third Super Chat donation. It's got a big number 3 there. And we've got some rock horns going. So thank you for that. And Charlie has donated $10 as well. So thank you for that, Charlie, in the Super Chat window. And the message is, have you ever analysed anyone on the Glee TV series? So, no, I haven't. And I haven't seen the Glee TV series. I'm assuming that it might be something that isn't particularly in my wheelhouse of things that I might watch. Especially thinking about what I talk about on the channel, or at least in the live streams, with, Skinwalker Ranch and Hunted, that other show. And yeah, there's another thing that watching Hunted, unfortunately, and these kind of shows I can have on in the background when I'm kind of working or doing emails or anything like that. But the problem with this Hunted show is that now they've decided to make it all, I don't know, more dramatic by pretending. So in the very first series, you had professionals who were people that were great at hunting because they were like CIA or ex-military and all this kind of stuff. And the people going on the run had to evade capture for 3 weeks, and if they did that, they won a share of £100,000. So that's it. It's simple. And in the first series, it was great because they were trying to catch them, and it's fine. I think the second series was good as well. The third series was good. I think around the fourth series, more people started to watch it. It became more popular. So anyway, now this is the 6th series, I believe, of the celebrity edition of Hunted. And they're doing acting. And the people aren't good at acting. They're hunters. They're like ex-military and stuff. So when he says, you can tell that he's been told to say something. So when he says, okay, guys, we've got a hot lead and they're going to be leaving the train in 10 minutes. Get me the information for the train. And he goes, yes, sir. And this one guy said, yes, sir. And he ran off. He literally ran off in an office. And it was like almost a comedy sketch, because they're being told to say this now, rather than when they started, where they were filming them having the genuine conversation about, getting number plate recognition and stuff, and you're like a fly on the wall. Now they're putting scenes together, and they're not good at acting because they're not actors. So yeah, it kind of makes it unwatchable. It's a bit cringeworthy now. So anyway, long story short, another show, and yeah, haven't seen Glee, but long story short, another show that got recommended at the side was something called Alone. And I watched the first kind of part of an episode, and it is crazy, this Alone show, because they've dropped, I think, either 11 or 12 people in Canada, where it's just like an island that's bigger than the UK, and they just drop them there and say, there you go, survive. And the person who survives the longest wins £100,000. And I mean, this is on ages ago. I just must have missed it when it's first on. But it is crazy because they have to film themselves because they have a camera there. So it's not like this kind of Hunted thing that's gone all showbiz. They're literally filming themselves. And the crazy thing about it is that there are wolves, there are bears, and I mean proper bears, not ones that, you know, are 2 foot tall and the little ones. They're proper bears in this place. So one woman, when she got dropped off, she's walking along the shoreline, and sure enough, down the shoreline, she can see a massive bear. So I thought, yeah, if that decides that it wants to eat you and starts running towards you, you're gonna die. So anyway, it's crazy, this particular show, but that's what it is. And yeah, for those of you that want to watch it, I do think it's quite interesting because it's all about survival. So the people are going to have to survive, and it is hardcore. You know, they're not given anything. It's not all put on. They are actually trying to survive, and yeah, not that I want to give any spoilers away. But one guy, and this is the thing, that they all have a satellite phone. So when it gets to the point where they are so dehydrated that they think, okay, this is getting a bit stupid now, or they haven't eaten, so it's actually against, you know, maybe potentially their health might deteriorate, and it's against their kind of judgment to keep on going. They think, I better get out of here. They've got a satellite phone, so they can phone in for people to come in and, you know, take them away, kind of on a boat. But yeah, but one guy, I mean, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but he does the most ridiculous thing on the first day, and he puts himself out of it in the first day. And I won't say what he did, but I couldn't believe what he did, because I think when you're alone on an island, the last thing you do, and you don't do what you've done, you don't be that, I don't know, that kind of almost mindless of not thinking, if something happens, if something goes wrong with this, what am I going to do? He obviously wasn't planning that far ahead. So this is the point, that yeah, if they get badly injured, that they've got to call somebody on their satellite phone for people to come in and actually help them. So, or if they get attacked by a bear and they get eaten, then people coming to save them is not going to help. So anyway, there you go. Ro says there is a cameraman in every scene. So thank you for that, Ro. So, I mean, what I've noticed is that they've got their camera on them, and I'm assuming that they've got 2 cameras that they're setting up either side. I mean, I'll have to look into it because I haven't looked. All I'm going on is what they've said on the show, and maybe they have a cameraman with them. But I mean, they were very much saying that they didn't have cameramen with them. So yeah, I don't know whether that's this same show that I'm watching, but I think it's, I mean, what they would say to people, I mean, just having one camera and being on the front, because that's one of their cameras is pointing out. So it means that, well, you're only ever going to get that first person point of view rather than kind of having a long shot. They probably have got I've seen a tripod on a camera in one guy's where he set up his kind of tent and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've seen a camera on a tripod, and it wasn't a guy holding a camera. So I'm assuming that they've been given 2 cameras to kind of film themselves, and that they haven't just got another guy around with them. And yeah, this is it. That it does seem a bit hardcore. And even if they do have a cameraman with them, bears are strong and they're fast. If a bear decided I'm going to attack a human, you can't really do much. And what this one woman had was like an axe, or a hatchet, I think you call it in the USA. And it's just like this kind of size. What happens if you drop it? You know, so she was holding that because she thought that there might be a bear, because she could hear lots of commotion in the woods. So she was holding that for protection. So you think that, yeah, I'd probably want more than that. I'd probably want a machine gun or something. Well, first of all, I wouldn't even be there in the first place. I'd say that's mental, going to an island and not having anything. Because, yeah, this is the thing. Humans, I think, generally we've just lost our grip of reality, or knowing what life is really. You know, when you go down to the basics of survival. There's one woman on there who said she was a vegetarian. So again, you know, I know that in this day and age that we have the choice, and you can choose to be a vegetarian or not. But in a survival situation, we are only here as a civilization and as a race due to eating meat. You know, we hunted, and that's why we are here. If we didn't do that, and we just had to, like these guys are proving, eating berries, you don't get enough calories from that. You know, you're getting, maybe this guy said it's about 1 calorie to 20 berries that he's got to find. So you think, yeah, at some point you're going to have to eat something that's got a lot of calories in it. It's got fat in it, and it's got, you know, protein in it, and all the things that our, you know, bodies have needed in our, you know, our development throughout kind of thousands and millions of years. So yeah, certainly interesting to watch. But like I said, we've lost our grip on reality, because for these people, when they dropped off, it's like, oh, I think a lot of them realise, oh, I didn't think it would be this hard, because people have this romanticised view of kind of hunting and gathering and making a shelter and stuff. It's like, that's not easy. If you go fishing and you don't catch a fish, and then the next day you go fishing and you don't catch a fish, and then the next day you go fishing and you don't catch a fish, guess what? You're not eating, therefore you're getting closer to death. So, yeah, we are very much living in our own bubble, I think, as humans. Obviously all the other animals are trying to survive in the world, and that's why they attack humans, because they're looking for their next meal, whereas they don't know that, oh no, humans have got all their meals, they're fine. Anyway, let's move on. Thank you for this. And that Charlie got a bit sidetracked with Glee TV. Somehow started talking about survival. But Ruben has donated 2,000. What were these? Oh, I should remember this. I think I looked this up, or at least on another live stream, I figured out what this was. It's ARS. And is it something like, I'm trying to think of the, not Pegasus, there's something, I'm trying to think of the Spanish money. I can't remember what it's called, but thank you for this donation. And the message is, hello Phil, I'm connected from Argentina. So thank you. And the message goes, it's Santa Fe City. Excuse my poor English. I've learned a lot from your videos. So thank you for that. And I'm trying to remember what this is called. But yeah, it will come to me in the future. So thank you for that, Ruben. And I mean, talking about, this is another thing that I got emailed about. And I don't know whether this is, I mean, I get loads of emails about sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, loads of emails about scams, you know, people saying, oh, we really love your channel. We really want to partner up with you. So just give us the login details, you know, and we'll work together, and we'll double your amount of views that you get, you know, every day or week or month. So anyway, it's not like that. This, from what I can see, oh, Argentine pesos. Christian says, so thank you for that. Pegasus, what did I say? I can't even remember what I said now. But I'm just going to skip this advert. Yeah, this email that I've got, which it seems like it's genuine, because it's, you know, got a website and everything about AI. And they've contacted me to ask if they can have access to all of my videos and train AI on, because I've got a ridiculous amount of videos and it's just me talking the whole time. They obviously want to train AI using me and all of my, you know, years worth of videos, and they've given me a particular figure and it's what I consider a bit of a ridiculous figure, because they've said, due to the amount of data our AI could gain from you and your videos, we will pay you this amount of money to allow our AI to train on your videos. So yeah, I haven't answered that email because I'm not sure whether it's a scam or not. But yes, certainly the number that they're offering is crazy. But they've said, at least they say, because of the amount of hours worth of footage that we can get from your channel, this is kind of the, I don't know, the what pro rata kind of rate, but the rate for the amount of hours they get. The more hours they can give to the AI, obviously, the better it's going to get and the more they can train on it. So yeah, it's something I haven't answered because, yeah, I know that, yeah, people say, no, don't give it to them. Don't give the AI your stuff. I'm not thinking about doing it anyway, just because I always err on the side of caution anyway. If something's, if they're offering money and quite a lot of money, then it's most likely a scam. It's most likely something that, they're going to get. If they're offering that amount of money, they're going to get more out of it than me. So, that's generally, the thing with these scams. They say, oh, there's another kind of email I get. But I think these are, even though they seem like scams, I think they are genuinely real companies that are just a little bit scamified. Like this one that's saying about investing $3 million in creators on YouTube so that they pay you up front for like a year, and then you can have the freedom to do what you want for a year, and then just in response to that, they will take a certain percentage of all of your revenue and not even revenue just on YouTube. It's like for your whole life. So it's like, I know where this is going. I guess it's the whole recording industry thing, but done with social media. So they say, look, we'll pay you this amount for a year, so then you can focus on what you want to do. And all we ask is for a percentage of your earnings across everything. And that's basically what a record label does. But a record label, is giving you a loan, and they're taking 95% of everything. And if they don't make their money back, then you owe them. And that's why so many artists have to keep on making music and keep on touring for years and years and years, even after they've left a label, is because they've got to pay the record label back. Because a recording label and a recording contract is like going to a bank. They need to make that money back, and they will. And when you sign the contract, that's what you're doing. You're signing for the loan, so that if they don't make the money back from your music, you owe them. You personally own them. Own them? Yeah, that'd be nice, but they own you, unfortunately, and potentially, songs and shows that you're going to do years into the future that you have to just get all of that money you've been paid and give it directly to them, because you might owe them $500,000, £500,000, something crazy. But anyway, back on track. There have been other donations in the PayPal window, so thank you guys for these. And just quickly, I did a bit of a double click there, so I'm not sure whether I went past one or two. But anyway, Hal has donated £3.89. So thank you for that, Hal. And the message is Phil's dedication and continuing hard work. So thank you for that. And Karen has donated again, and this is £3.89. So thank you for that, Karen. The message is, hi Phil, your mention of bears reminded me of my California holiday. I visited Yosemite, where there are bears. And by the way, the first time I ever heard of Yosemite was the Apple operating system. They called it that, and I didn't know how to say it. So I remember talking to one of my students, guitar student, and he said, what operating system do you have on your Mac? And I said something like Yosemite. And he said, do you mean Yosemite? And I said, yeah. I don't know how to say it. So that was a new word for me. So anyway, I visited Yosemite, and obviously I'm assuming that he was saying it correctly. Anyway, where there are bears. The ranger said, if you see a bear, jump up and down, whoop and holler. If you saw a bear, can you see yourself doing that? Stay safe, and healing wishes, Karen. So, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anybody say that, to jump up and down. All I've seen making noise is probably a good thing. But just from nature and what I've seen in videos is that the first person to run away, that's basically signing your life away. And bears are so fast. I mean, somebody can Google how fast can a bear run, but it is fast, and I'm sure that a human can't outrun it. Or if you were to outrun a bear, you'd have to be Usain Bolt, because I've seen them move like huge bears moving at a ridiculous speed. So anyway, the one thing that I do know, and it probably goes for most situations, is if you confront the animal, then it's questioning them, because they are used to things that are weaker than them running away. So this is why the first thing to run away, they will chase. There's a chase instinct. And that's what happens with dogs. You know, if you start running away, you know, and it's an angry dog, it's going to start chasing you. But if you face up to it, and top tip, if you're getting attacked by a dog, use your feet to kick it away. Like, don't bend down, don't use your arms, because it's looking to grab your arm. And I saw this one guy who was getting attacked by a dog, and it's like, you know, a Rottweiler or something crazy. And he was just demonstrating, and he was just kicking the dog away, and the dog just kept on going for the upper body, but of course it couldn't reach because the person was putting their leg in the way. So yeah, this is the problem, that everyone, I think their natural reaction is to put their hands out. As soon as it gets on your arm, it's game over. So it is going for your upper body, at least this dog was, and that was the advice, to use your legs to just kick it away. You know, just keep that as almost like a really long arm, but using your leg to keep it at legs distance. So right. Oh, Karen says there, the S in Yosemite is pronounced like an S, not Z. But you're right. You don't run from the bear. Okay, so this is the other thing. Yosemite and Yosemite, Z and S are so similar in English, or with the English accent, because it's something that I was talking about Barbra Streisand. And I'm saying Barbra Streisand with an S. But then people said, oh, you're saying her name incorrectly. It's with an S. And I was saying, and I said in the comments, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Barbra Streisand with a Z, and that was with a Z. I'm saying Barbra Streisand with an S. And I'm saying sand. So sand and zand, zand with a Z and sand with an S. I'm sure people are thinking it probably sounds exactly the same, but that's just, maybe that's how I say it, but zand and sand. Anyway, that's enough of that. But in the middle of a word, it's very difficult. So Yosemite and Yosemite, maybe it's Yosemite. I'm not making it as obvious, or it should be Yosemite. Anyway, moving on from that. As long as it sounds relatively close to what I'm saying, that's fine. But yeah, back to bears. So confronting it, asking a question, and this is I saw somebody like a tour guide with maybe 3 or 4 people, and a bear came up to them, and it didn't look particularly happy. And the tour guide, rather than kind of running away, it started moving forward towards the bear, and the bear wasn't really sure what was going on. So it went from kind of running up to attack to then stopping, not being sure. And because the tour guide knew what he was doing, I'll have to try and find that video again, but I think he is maybe making noises. But then he started almost, you know, encroaching towards the bear, and the bear probably thought, well, this is it. They think, well, they're not used to being challenged. You know, a rabbit or something isn't going to challenge a bear. So if they get challenged, they think, oh, I haven't encountered this animal before. So it's probably better just to go back to the stuff that I do know, their strengths and weaknesses. Little do bears know, the humans are rubbish. It's like, yeah, I'll take you on with my claws that we don't have. But we do have opposable thumbs, so I'll be able to maybe put that in your eye. Yeah, when you're hitting me with your knives that you have on your hands and your massive teeth. Anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And yeah, so top tip, if you're ever getting chased by something that's like an animal, getting chased by it, that's the first thing I would say. Not that I'm an expert, but it's just from what I've seen, that just facing it is the best thing to do, because it will start running after the things that are moving. Anyway, that's my theory. That's what I'm going with. If I'm ever in that situation, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll never be in a situation where I have to run away from a bear. Or not run away from a bear. That's the takeaway. So thank you, Connie, as well, who's donated £10. And the message is, hi, Phil. Whenever I picture you live streaming from a cinema chair, it makes me chuckle. I think of you whenever I see Old Spice, even though you didn't take them up on their offer. Peace, love, and rock. Connie. So thank you for that, Connie. Yeah, I lose track of all of the sponsorship things, but yeah, I think probably most things you can think of. I guess, yeah, when you have or maybe you go past a particular number of subscribers, you're then, I don't know, eligible by a lot of companies. Like I said, like Sony and offering me a PS5 and all that kind of stuff. They just want your audience, especially going up to Christmas. They want you to have their product on your channel to go out to thousands more people, and obviously that make a considerable amount of money. But yeah, Old Spice, yeah, again, yeah, just totally random things. But yeah, I always say the same thing, that I'm very flattered, but unfortunately I don't do sponsored videos. So thank you for that, Connie. And Ruben's donated again 2,000 pesos, and the message is to resolve the confusion. 2,000 in Argentinian pesos are about $2, US $1.90 approx. So thank you for that, Ruben. And right, we are 27 people away from getting a new record for the live stream, and I've just been chatting randomly about bears and all that kind of stuff. So we have to jump into tonight's cover video, which is going to be Gimme All Your Lovin'. And I'll tell you what, we'll quickly jump into picture corner because we've got one picture, then we'll do cover video, then we'll do, if we reach it, the FilJam. Because it's already 2 minutes past midnight. So let's jump into picture corner and see what's going on in there tonight. And there it is. Took a bit of a while to appear, but this was sent in from Karen, so thank you for this, Karen, the messages. So I'm curious about what this chocolate orange tastes like. So, since Phil keeps getting them for Christmas. So thank you for that, Karen. I think I read that with the emphasis in the wrong place. It should have been, so I'm curious about what this chocolate orange tastes like, since Phil keeps getting them for Christmas. That's what I should have said, or how I should have phrased it. So there you go. You can see these like the likes of mugs, and yeah, we've got the Terry's chocolate orange on the top there. So I'd say that if you are a fan of chocolate and a fan of orange, obviously it's a very good mix. I do like them, but I just have them at Christmas time. But anyway, thank you for that, Karen, and yeah, thank you, Laura, as well, for linking me to that. And that was uploaded to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group page over on Facebook, so you guys can get involved with that if you want to. But let me get rid of that. And you should be back to me on screen now. We are going to be jumping into Gimme All Your Lovin'. I'm going to end the poll. And I'll just wait for that to come through. And yes, it wasn't going to be overturned. It had 58% of the vote. So we'll jump into this. And then we're looking for 3 more people to hit the thumbs up to have a new record for a Saturday night live stream on their channel. So if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be great. We'll bust out the guitar after this particular cover video and see what's happening for FilJam number 203. So we will have a look in a second, but I hope you enjoy this. It's my version of the ZZ Top classic, and I'll see you after. Rock!
What
And there we have it. That was my version of Give Me All Your Lovin'. And I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you for requesting that over on Patreon. By the way, you guys over there. And let me now get myself organised for this. We are going to be jumping into FilJam number 203. And how long is this? I haven't even checked. It is 5 minutes and 36 seconds. And what's the time now? We're going to be able to fit this in, which is good. So we're going to turn on the microphone. That's good. Oh, by the way, Carmen has donated $10. So thank you for that, Carmen. And that is Carmen's third super chat donation. And the message is donation. So, yeah, thank you guys for the donations. You don't have to donate, of course. Just watching is great. And thanks for hitting the thumbs up, ensuring that we have this jam. And, right, what am I doing? I'm zooming out. Check. Mic on. Check. Guitar on. Check. Little finger pointing out to not catch it on anything. Check. Right. Pedal. Reachable. Check. Right. There's a lot of things to think about, and we have to get the video going. Let me click on this. Oh, it's gone straight into it. This is jazz rock fusion jam track in E minor, and then in inverted commas mind's eye dash BJT number or hashtag 77. So I'll read that again because I got it wrong the first time. Jazz rock fusion jam track in E minor, mind's eye in inverted commas dash BJT number 77. And this is from Ben's Jam Tracks on YouTube. And that's exactly how it sounds, as you would write Ben's Jam Tracks with capital letters at the beginning of each of those words. Let's jump into this. Let me know whether you can hear this, what the mix is like, what the levels are like. Let's have a listen. Okay, I can hear that. That's the intro to the video.
listening to this track. I really hope you enjoyed
and
jamming along to it.
that's the end. So we must have Ben coming in at the end there just saying thanks for listening to the track. So there we have it. That was jazz rock fusion jam track in E minor, Mind's Eye in inverted commas dash BJT number 77 from Ben's Jam Tracks. So that was that. And thank you, Joe, for sending that my way for tonight's FilJam. It is very much appreciated. And right, that's I can see that there has been another donation in the super chat window. So that is Katia, who has donated $9.99, and that's Katia's first super chat donation. So thank you for that, Katia. It's very much appreciated. So we are up to date with everything. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that. And I'm going to be live streaming on Tuesday night as well. So same time, same place, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Check on Google the time. Just type in time in London, England, like I said earlier in tonight's live stream, in order to find out what the time is where you are when I'm live streaming. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in and for getting us to the 635 likes for tonight. It means that we have hit a new record and we're going to be aiming for another record next week. So I need everybody to turn up again and hit the thumbs up to see if next week we can get to that what would be a higher target. So we will see, but hopefully I'll see you guys on Tuesday as well. If you can make it, that would be very much appreciated. So all that's left for me to say is try to have, a great week. Try to stay as safe and as sane as possible. I mean, the rest of your weekend, I hope you guys have that and a good week next week. And yeah, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live, which I think is becoming a harder thing, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. But yeah, we'll stick together on the live streams and it'll all be fine. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night in the video and hopefully on Tuesday if you can make it. See you then. Rock!